Born and raised here in St. John's, 51 years old, and for the last 35 years I've worked with my dad in private business, and I've been involved in a number of different ventures outside the family business, and have three wonderful children and wife Cynthia. Basically, we live in the East End, just off Logie Bay Road. Um, I have grave concerns about the Canadian deficit and where that's going to lead the country in the near term and in the long term. As I mentioned, I have three kids who are 20, 22, and 27, and I'm really worried about the future of healthcare in 5 years, 10 years out. If you continue to deficit spend, well, one of two things happens. Taxes have to go up, or benefits such as healthcare will have to be cut. Uh, Canada is in my mind the greatest place to live. I've been very fortunate that I've been able to travel extensively around the world over my years, and the beautiful thing is that, you know, when you become 18 years of age, it's your right to vote, and it's your right to pay attention to what's going on in the country. You have, in our case, you know, three or four parties that you can pay attention to, and whatever your beliefs are, whatever you feel that you're comfortable with, is who you can vote for. You're not going to be pressured. You're not going to have to worry about walking out the door and be threatened that you voted one way or another. So, you know, democracy, yeah, it's the way every country should be. They should learn what Canada has achieved. Uh, you know, I guess it's like anything. You've got the old saying, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, you know, but for the most part, uh, I would hope that you know, the good ones, you know, they'll come to the top. Um, I don't like this negative ad campaigning. You know, you really need to. What all the parties got to do is basically sell their platforms, you know, to the people, and not be, you know, taking personal vendettas, you know, and not. You know, it's getting back to treating everybody with respect. So, you know, that's to answer your question. You know, again, you're going to have all three, as I said, the good ones, and some that will do okay, and others that, if they don't stand up and represent their ridings properly, well, obviously they will be replaced. One of the good ones, yeah. Well, basically, I guess in my work experience, as I mentioned about the debt side, um, you know, that is an area that I can bring a lot to Ottawa with, and hopefully I would be given an opportunity to sit on a committee there to make sure that there is no more wasteful spending, to make sure that Ottawa is accountable for our tax dollars, and to make sure that then the new programs that our party would put forward, that they're accountable, affordable, and that we can give to Canadians what they really need. So. The role of federal government is to support the provincial parties, or provincial governments, and not, I guess, tell them how to run the province, but to be there for financial support and help implement programs that will benefit their province and all Canadians. The role of an MP is to make sure that he listens to his constituents, fully understands their concerns in the riding, and make sure that he listens and fights for those concerns in Ottawa. Not necessarily toe the party line. There may be times that, if elected, I may have to not toe the line, may have to vote in a different way. And if that's, the elected or the people of the riding have put me there, so I'm only there for one reason, and that's to be a voice for them. Well, I believe in most cases, it's the candidate. Yeah, people like to talk to the candidates. They want to listen to their position, and if they build a confidence in that person, then they're comfortable with that person, and that's who they will vote for. A vote for John Allan will be a person that is going to fight to make sure that Newfoundland and Labrador and St. John's East gets the respect from Ottawa it deserves, to bring back, there's such as the Hibernia, the 8.5% interest in Hibernia. I firmly believe that that belongs here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Ottawa this year will take in excess of $1 billion out of that this year alone. That's money that needs to be spent here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I don't believe Ottawa should own it, and I do know that the Liberal government, Ignatieff, has told me that although he cannot give it to us, but he will sit down and negotiate a fair and equitable settlement so that it can get back in the hands of all Newfoundland and Labradorians. Golly, that's a tough one. I wasn't expecting that. One thing, I don't know. I just, I don't think I would change anything. Like it's. I love life. I've got a great family, great wife, and life throws you curves, and there's ups and downs, and you got to learn by those mistakes that you make. Nobody's perfect, and I just put my feet on the ground, and every day give life 150%. Good question. I would say that political in the recent past, I guess I like Paul Martin just because of what he did on the fiscal management side. That what he's done, in my mind, his because we achieved paying off $110 billion over 11 years as Canadians, we can do that again. And so from, near term, very quickly, I would say that, I liked what he did for this country, and hopefully we can get back to balance books and surplus budgets again in the near future. Oh, I guess lots. You know, anybody really. You know, you've got all your sports heroes, and you've got some political heroes. I guess you've got people that are what's the that help out in their communities. I guess in donating their time. You know, heroes as such. Look, anybody that you know, that can give a little bit of time to any organization or any group. You know, as from my personal standpoint, 35 years working in Newfoundland and Labrador, it's been great. So I love to give back to where I can. You know, whether it's going to a function, silent action, whatever, for an evening, you know, in support of the Boys and Girls Club. We did another one recently that raised money for gee whiz, I'm just trying to think now. One of the hospitals, the healthcare, for some new equipment. But you know, anybody I guess that that is prepared to stand up and in many ways just support different organizations that are in dire need for the help. So. Oh boy. In regards to books and stuff, I'm not sort of a novel reader or whatever, but I read the news, financial news, on the internet basically every night. You know, you know, one thing I guess about myself is that I've never been a really strong reader. I guess, you know, and but it's something that I read now on the internet every night to try, you know, to keep improving that. I guess I've always been sort of a numbers person, you know, pretty good. I guess different coming up through school, and that people have strengths, whether some are stronger in English, whatever, and some are stronger in maths or sciences. So, and I just happen to like numbers. I'm not an accountant or anything, but I like numbers. I remember numbers. So, that being said, I spend most of the time. I'll pick up, you know, some magazines if I'm traveling, whatever, and that might be golf magazines, because you know, I've been playing golf for quite a long time. I'll pick up popular science, popular mechanics, just different things. So I would like for him to sort of, I guess, pat me on the shoulder and say that my work is just beginning. You know, that I've had hopefully a life of experience, and that you know, in a second life thereafter, that I can take that and help people.
Excellent.
So, yeah, thanks.
Thank you very
Pleasure.
much, John.
Yeah.